Welcome back. This hopefully will be a quick video. We'll try not to get too wordy and drawn on. But we're joining this watch, the battery watch replacement already in progress. This is a G-Shock GA-100-MC, which the MC denotes the cloth band, and I'm going to talk about the cloth band, but since I'm already into the battery change, I'm going to change the battery first. There are other videos on YouTube available that show the battery replacement. I'll show it too for yucks, but the big challenge for me was figuring out how to get this strap off in order to gain access to the back of the watch to remove the backing plate or bezel or whatever the hell it's called to get at the battery. So this stymied me quite a bit, and I wound up taking the watch apart way too much, trying to figure out how to get that strap off before I finally figured it out. I'll explain that in just a second. So after you get the backing plate off, you'll get this little white piece here, some sort of reinforcement or placement or holds it in place, God knows what, but be that as it may, take this off, and then the battery is here under this little spring cover, and you need a very fine screwdriver to unlatch that so that it will pop up, and then you are going to replace it with a 1220 lithium battery. They're small, but they ain't cheap. This one cost me like $5.60. And you just take the battery and put it back the way you found it, which is the plus side is up, and you just slide it under, and then you gently refasten the cover. You'll hear it snap into place, and that's replacing the battery. Now, it's not over. You got to do something else too. You need to short, I'm not sure if short is the right term, but you need to take a pair of tweezers like these, and you need to put one end on the battery and put the other end inside a little hole that is marked AC. And down here, I'm trying not to cover this shot with my head, but there is in fine print on this plastic shield, not plastic, this metal shielding down here in the corner, it says AC, and then there's a line that you follow and an arrow to this hole right here. So the objective is going to be to stretch your tweezers so that they will, that one end is on the battery, the other end goes down into that hole to make contact with the I guess the board underneath it, and that resets the watch. And if you don't do this step, the chances are your watch it might illuminate, but it will not function properly without this step. I do have another pair of tweezers that are wider. Will it fit? No, it won't fit through the hole. So we're going to have to try and stretch out this other pair of tweezers enough to do this. So if I'm wrong, then you'll watch me destroy my watch. Okay, I did it. And let's see what's going on the other side. And it's on. It says sub on one side and it's flashing. And the other says H set. So I'm going to just take it on faith that that worked, and maybe I'm going to do that just one more time for poop and giggles. And I see the same thing on the watch side. So next, we put this plastic bracing back. We're looking to be gentle here. There's no need to force anything. And it should go in without too much resistance. And you just gotta finagle it. Come on, there you go. Okay, so that's on. And then we put the back on. But actually I forgot to do something, so let's take this back off. Okay, when I first took this back off, there was, and you can see there's a gasket here, there was this little sticker on top of the battery. Let me see if I can show you what it says. I can't hardly read it myself, and I've got glasses on. Will it focus? There it is. It says AC with, is that negative or positive? I can't tell. It's, the symbol's too small. Actually looks like negative to me. Well, there is a symbol on here for negative. There's a little circle next to it. And again, you may be having an opportunity here to watch me destroy my watch here. So it might not be the battery. It could be this. Let's see if there's a difference. Well, there was a difference. The watch is now ticking and seconds are counting. So I was wrong, and I was also freaking lucky that I didn't destroy the watch. So let me show you. Let me see if I can't do a close-up here. Save you a misstep. Where am I? Come on, focus. Oh, this is so weird. That little circle. And the tweezer goes inside that hole. So one side of the tweezer goes on that circle. The other side of the tweezer goes in that hole. And that resets the watch. Oh, that was a close call, eh? Let me just check my field of view. Where am I here? Okay. All right, so I'm going to put this sticker back on the watch for the next time that I have to replace this, because I got, I think, about 2 years, certainly more than a year out of this battery. And so that sticker will help the next time the time comes to replace the battery. So now put this back. Okay, I don't know about this. Oop. I don't know about this gasket. A little bit of schmutz there. Okay, and now we put the back on. Now we put the back on. And let's just get this orientation right. That's the top of the watch, so let's orient the back so it's top to bottom. Okay, so now we want to put the screws, the back of the case back in. Okay, that feels good and tight. The watch is still functioning. Now, let me make sure that I haven't lost the field of view before I continue on here. I can't see the viewfinder on this crappy Samsung camera. Okay. Now, the strap. This thing kind of drove me a little bit nuts while I was trying to figure it out, because there was no obvious way to get the strap off. I wound up taking the cover off the watch, thinking that that would free up the strap, and it didn't. So don't make my mistake, you do not need to remove this. And the trick is there's a metal spring-loaded bar inside the strap here. I don't know if you can see the ends. Maybe I can hold this up to the camera just to give you a better illustration. Come on, focus. There you go. See the ends sticking out of the strap, the metal ends, and they're spring-loaded. And so what you do, let me make sure. Nope, it's not. Yeah, that's it. So what you do is you're going to need to take either the proper tool, which is a small, kind of like a jeweler's screwdriver, but it's got a tiny forked aperture or apparatus on the end, where you can put it down in between the strap and the watch and pry the spring-loaded bar out to release the watch. Now, or the strap rather. Now I don't have that, so I used one of these jeweler screwdrivers, and what I did was, if you can see down here in the recess where the strap connection goes, I don't know what the technical terms are for all these parts. I just had to go down in between where this piece was and the end here and force the screwdriver in and then pry it back in order to push this little spring-loaded shaft in so that the strap would pop out. And so now I'm going to kind of do it in reverse to put the strap back on, where I'll put one side in and then I will pull the other side down and then push in, and it has caught, and the strap is back on. So obviously you can see when the strap is connected, you can't get at the back. The strap has to come off at least on one side. And so again, you need to take your tool, either the proper tool or a very small jeweler's screwdriver, and jam your screwdriver down into that gap. It's very fine. There's not much room there at all. And then again, you have to just kind of fish around, pry it out, and then pop it up and out. And of course, be careful that you don't lose that shaft in the process. So the next step for me is going to be putting this cover back on, which involves 6 screws, 3 on each side. And before that, I'm going to clean the case and whatnot. And also I'll show you, I don't know if you can see this, I'll point to it. In trying to figure out how to get the strap off, I broke a chip off the watch up here, but this cover will cover that little piece of damage. So no harm done there, but at least you can learn from my mistakes as we go forward. So that's it in terms of getting the strap off this watch in order to replace the battery, and how to replace the battery. And you saw unedited and well, not in real time, but certainly unedited, that I damn near came, I don't know how close I came to wrecking this watch, but I did come close, I'm sure. And I actually wrecked one of my other G-Shocks while placing the tweezer into the wrong place. So some people never learn, I guess. But at least this time, as the saying goes, God smiles on fools and small children, and I'm not a small child, so I must be a fool. So I'm fortunate that I didn't wreck the watch. And from here, it's after I get the case back on, clean up the watch, get the case back on, then I have to reset, the time and the date, which there's other videos for that. So that's it. That's what I wanted to show you. And thanks for watching. And onward to the next little mini project when it comes up. See ya. Bye. Yeah, one more thing. I actually took the watch apart because after I started fiddling with it off camera, I realized that the watch body was slightly cockeyed in the window. So I took I took the strap back off, I took the rear case off again, and I readjusted the watch so that it was properly aligned in the case, so that 12 and 6 were perfectly vertical. And also, another thing, and another watch, can you see that? The lighting is freaking awful. See that blinking battery symbol? Uh-oh. This is my Gravity Master, and guess what? This is the watch that I ruined when I tried to replace the batteries in it the first go around. I actually paid to have it repaired because the repair cost was cheaper than replacing it, and I really like this watch. This has 2 batteries, not one. And they're funky batteries that I can't get at the store, so I'm going to have to mail order them. So there are other people who have videos on how to replace these batteries. You just have to be super careful about pressing that or connecting that AC, which is what I was doing when I wrecked half of this watch. Actually, half the components inside this watch had to be replaced. Beware. And so I'm on to this one next. I guess all my batteries are dying at the same time, or roughly that being the case. Anyway. I thought I'd share that, and as I said, other people have battery replacement videos out on this watch already, so I don't see any need to do one. But for this watch, as far as I know, there were no videos talking about how to get this damn cloth strap off, and that's why I recorded this video, to help those out who bought this, who bought the model of this watch that has the cloth strap, to try and help you out. That's it. See you. Bye.